So what do bikes, motorcycles, and casters all have in common? Well, besides wheels, they all have leads that change their performance dramatically. So in this video, you'll learn how making one change to your casters can make them 10 to 50% easier to push instantly, increase the life of your equipment, protect your product, and lessen the chance of injury to your employees. Now all of these benefits happen when we adjust our lead. But before the idea of lead, we need to mention forks. You obviously know what forks are, and you've probably seen forks on bikes and motorcycles as well as casters. So the fork holds the wheel and axle, and with casters it connects these to the top plate. With casters, there are really three types of forks: rigid, standard lead, and extended lead. Now, rigid forks are normally contrasted with swivel rigs as well. Swivel rigs can move around normally 360 degrees, while rigid forks stay in one position. Standard and extended leads come on swivel rigs almost 100% of the time, and lead is often referred to as swivel lead. So now back to the idea of lead. Swivel lead is the measurement from the center of the top plate to the center of the axle. With a rigid fork, there's no lead, sometimes referred to as zero lead, because these points are lined up. Basically, there's no angle. When you change the angle of the fork, you have a difference between these 2 points now. At this point, we have a lead. With casters, there's no Bible when it comes to leads. Through general convention, a smaller angle and therefore a smaller lead is referred to as a standard lead, but this can vary slightly from manufacturer to manufacturer. A standard lead on an 8-inch wheel is about 1.5 to 2.25 inches. If you increase the angle, you increase the lead, and this is an extended lead. With an 8-inch wheel, you're looking at around 2 3/4 and 3.5 inches on the lead. So when talking about casters, you're essentially dealing with two leads, standard and extended. Rigid forks also give us different maneuverability options. If you have all swivel rigs, you're going to have a hard time keeping the cart straight as you walk. Because of this, we match rigid forks with swivels most of the time. Another feature of rigid forks is that they have the smallest turning radius of all forks. So when we're concerned with making sharp turns or stacking carts in close proximity, we need to make sure that our turning radius won't impact this. This is important for both manual and powered applications. So what do we get when we extend the lead? When you use an extended lead, it'll almost always reduce push-pull by 10 to 50% immediately. We exert the greatest amount of effort when we push the cart initially. An object remains in motion easier than it begins this motion. Wheels are also very often turned when at rest. You have to push the cart to straighten these wheels out. An extended lead substantially decreases the force you need in order to right your wheels. This smooth start with the extended lead also reduces strain on the entire caster itself. There's no grinding or catching, so you'll extend the life of your caster. Also, because an extended lead moves the wheel to the trailing position much easier, it allows your cart to track much easier as well, reducing caster flutter. Imagine the cart at the supermarket that no one wants because of the wobbly wheel. You can imagine how important this is for tow lines and high speeds. You also bring in the benefits of not having to use more resources by pulling a cart that is difficult to pull because of wobble. Finally, you'll reduce noise dramatically because you won't have any flutter or parts that have come loose because of a constant shaking and fluttering. So adjusting this one aspect of your caster can make a huge difference. That means less downtime, less maintenance, less noise, less use of resources, less injuries to your employees, but more productivity and time for you. Well, that about does it for leads. If we helped you out in any way, give that subscribe button a click. And if you'd like to know how we can reduce your caster spend by 50% using leads and different types of wheels, go ahead and click on the link at the end. Thanks again.